know you could.
At The Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact The Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union.
Doc's Pharmacies were established in 1988. We've been serving the Novocastrian community for over 25 years. Doc's MegaSafe Chemist is the only chemist in Newcastle open 16 hours a day. We open from 8 a.m. in the morning till midnight, 7 days a week.
We have 3 full-time pharmacists employed, plus we have 2 intern pharmacists. So there's always more than one pharmacist here to answer any questions that you may have.
We have over 16,000 lines in stock at any one time, so we have a huge range of products always available.
Within a 5-kilometre radius, we have a free delivery service.
We offer free personal health checks, prescription reminder services.
We do free blood pressure checks every day. We've got the widest range of stock, and anything we don't have, we can get for you the next day.
For more information on any of the services that we offer, please visit our website or like us on Facebook. Doc's MegaSafe Chemist is on the ground floor in Market Town Shopping Centre next to Woolworths.
Real Guys, Real Sport, Bar TV.
Welcome everybody to Bar TV's live match of the round for the Greater NHRU competition. Today we've got Hamilton versus Merryweather Carlton at Passmore Oval in what is going to be an absolute epic match of rugby here today. There's a good cover of cloud. It's a little bit muggy. The temperature's about 24 degrees. And with me to talk more on the game, our expert from last week, he managed to keep his spot, Tony Munro. How are you, Tony?
Yeah, good, Ruff, and yourself?
Yeah, very good, thanks.
Good to be back.
I thought I'd get you back by leave you hanging when you used to coach me and leave it till Thursday just to text you to know you're back on the team, mate.
Yeah, I've been sweating all week. I've been lots of rehearsals and practice, but mate, it's great to be back. I really enjoyed last week, and hopefully we're going to get another good game of rugby here today.
Yeah, definitely. And Hamilton versus Merryweather, this is one of these rivalries that's built up over the past sort of 10 or so years, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. The teams have gone head-to-head in a couple of grand finals, and there's always been a strong rivalry. It'll be interesting to see the coaching style as well. Bubba, has been around, who's apparently suspended at the moment, but being the creative coach he has, he's managed to get around those rules from the NHRU. But he's been around. He's a seasoned professional. He's won premierships as a player and as a coach, and up against young Michael Dan, who's I think he's impressing everybody the way he's handling these young kids. He's being able to relate to them and moulding a really nice, strong, balanced team. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good head out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, speaking about Bubba Coleman, you mentioned he is suspended at the moment. It's Ladies' Day here today. He has got his shirt off over there at the barbecue, so that's where he's coaching from today. We'll quickly run through the teams now. Firstly, the home side, Hamilton. So in the front row, we've got Peter Bacharach and Fave Sela with Chris Pussy as the hooker. Our locks today, Chris Nagy and Sam Brennan. There's a change in the breakaways. Steve Lamont is back in the side and captain with Dean Wood and Joe Ackersdyke at the back of the scrum. Half-back today is Ivan Walkling. The fly half, Jason Keelan. Our centres today, Rob Smith and Bryce Madden, the rugby league convert. Our wingers today, Sorelli Banavalu and Vasagotti on the other wing. And Eric Vasakikakaku is in at fullback today, Tony. How do you see that side going?
I really like the look of this back line too. They've got, I know Keelan's been out with some cushion. He's back in there, and him and Rob Smith are that 10-12 gives them 2 good ball players. And they've got some electric pace out wide, some big players too. Eric at fullback, and he chimes into the back line. He's going to be hard to stop. So.
Yeah, well, we didn't see too much of Rob Smith last year. He did spend a lot of the season injured until probably the semi-finals and maybe came back a little bit underdone. They're expecting big things from him this year, Tony.
Yeah, he's got some big reps on him. I had a chat to Paul Dan, who's brought him over to Hamilton, and Paul rates him very highly. And Danny's been around a fair bit, and he knows quality players when he sees them.
And of course, in the forwards for Hamilton, Chris Pusey is an absolute wrecking ball in at hooker.
Mate, he can play anywhere he likes. He's great at two. He's great on the side of the pack. A good striker of the ball, good line-out thrower, but also his work rate around the paddock. It gives him almost a fourth back rower.
Yes, and Coach Coleman before the game said Joe Ackersdyke was the standout player last week. As we quickly go through the Merryweather Carlton side, front row, Billy Dunn and Dan Garner, the standout player from last week. Duncan Shumack's in at hooker. The locks today, Sean Rich and Pat Island comes in at the lock position in second row. Sam Dart keeps his spot with Matt Island as breakaway. And at number 8 is Mac Ray today. Julian Basigalopu, he's the halfback today. And Dave Caesar is your 10. Our centres today are Sam Fogarty, Jay Strawn, wingers Sam Rouse, the young 17-year-old sensation, and Corey Nash. Blake Crichton comes back into the side at fullback, and that is a danger signs for Hamilton, Tony.
Yeah, most definitely. I know Crichton's coming back off a badly sprained ankle. He's trained well, he's feeling fully fit, and he's ready to go. So he'll give them a lot of excitement. Don't be surprised to see him move into the 10 spot and attack. I think they'll leave him back there at fullback, but certainly in any turnover ball, that's where he's most dangerous.
Yes, and Jay Strawn, interesting choice at captain. I think I asked him before the game what his message was going to be to his sides, and it was knuckle up and hit him. So definitely a different style to Gareth Ernst, Tony. Yeah,
absolutely. Strawny's nice and strong, very passionate about it. I reckon he probably might have thrown a few expletives in there, but I think you've toned that down well. But I'm looking forward. This young Merewether Carlton forward pack last week were really impressive against the Southern Beaches pack, and they're going to have another big pack against them today.
Yes, as we see now, Strawn leading his side out, and interesting note, Bubba Coleman before the match did nominate the scrum as Merryweather Carlton's weak spot, so Hamilton's still rating their scrum strength, Tony.
Yeah, they are, and Hamilton scrum really well against Lake Macquarie last week. Watching the Bar TV video replay during the week. But I think you'll find this Hamilton team with a bit more experience up front may give them a bit more trouble than the Beaches did, and a lot more discipline as well.
Yes, and Peter Baccarat in a similar mould to his counterpart there in Billy Dunn, isn't he? He's a small player, he gets around the park well and good in defence.
Yeah, most definitely. He won't let them down. He'll get through a power of work for them.
And a referee today, Jared Logan. How do you think Jared's going to officiate this match, Tony?
Well, having a chat to Jared beforehand, he said he's going to let the game flow. Typical referees, they don't want to get too involved with it, but if there's a chance to get their name up in lights, they will. But I think Jared will let the game flow. As the big one he's got to do is just make sure he keeps control early in the game, don't let things get out of hand, because there is a fair bit of passion between those two teams.
Yes, definitely. And what's more passionate than Hamilton Ladies' Day as well? And, of course, they are raising money for Headspace Newcastle. It looks like Merryweather Carlton's probably won the toss, and they're running towards the town side, which is left to right on your TV screens at home. Hamilton in the blue and gold, running towards the Wickham end. Jared Logan is officiating. It's going to be an absolute belter of a match here at Passmore Oval as we get ready. Final thoughts, Tony?
Mate, I think it's going to go right down to the wire again. It'll be a tough game. I'm interested to see how the number 12 for the Greens goes.
And here we go. Jared Logan blows time on. Oh, there's a little bit of stop-start there. Not quite ready. A little bit of an error, but that's a good kick-off to start the match. It comes up and it comes down. They let it bounce the Merewether Carlton side, but they come up with it through Rich. But he's going to call a knock on Logan. I didn't think that anyone got a touch on it, but obviously they did, Tony. So early error early on.
Yeah, just a mistiming there, lack of communication. The guys coming forward of that ball should have taken control of that and made allowed a call and overcalled young Matty Island.
Yes, and if you can see on our Bar TV screens here, the Hamilton side with a fairly well set back line, deep and flat. So look for bodies in motion here as we go to the first scrum. As Walkling feeds the ball, held up well by both sides. Ball out, nice long ball there. He gets around one. I'll tell you what, Bubba Coleman had big raps on him. Bryce Madden, the Central Charlestown import, as they take the ball forward now. And that's another good run there by Brennan. Coming forward now, Walkling taking forward. He does play like an extra forward, Tony.
Yeah, he does. Ivan's been around for a while too. He's won premierships and he'll direct these guys around well. He just recently got married too, Ivan, a couple of weeks ago into the Considine family, so he's mixing with some good stock. And no doubt Bones will be giving you some tips on how to play halfback.
Yes, and Vasakikikaku with it now. It's just lurching forward as they look to go left, and they do. Good long ball out wide. Brennan stepping on the inside. Ball pick and drive now from the back. This is where Hamilton is very dangerous. They'll look to pick and drive and control the ball, and nice short ball there to the captain Lamont. And they go the same way. And that's another good run there by Wood. Just sucking in numbers. They switch it back the other way. Good long ball there. Could be trouble. Rob Smith, hard to take down. Merryweather Carlton scramble well. They've been doing that for a good part of the last 10 games they've been involved with. Not too far out though now. Hamilton, if they control the ball, Pusey with it. Looks like he might be over, but no, held up, says Jared Logan. That's a good passage of play there by Hamilton, Tony.
Yeah, great passage. A good ball control. You know, the Hamilton teams are always very well drilled at the breakdown. They know their decision making is really, really good. They know when to go in, when not to, and they get nice clean ball, which gives the backs plenty of go forward. So very good control there in the early 10 minutes. But again, some good defence work by the Greens again. They hustled really well. Pretty much picked up from where they left off last week.
So this one here will be the test of this scrum, I feel. It's 5 metres out. Coach Coleman said before the game, this is where they're going to really attack at this set piece. So
yeah,
it'll be very interesting to see what
Hamilton
happens.
to test them here and maybe try and go for the pushover. We'll just see what sort of clean ball they can get and how much weight and pressure they can apply to the young Green boys.
Yes, and you see the scrum just going down there on Dan Garner's side there. I don't know if it was footing or...
Yeah, I think he just lost his footing and they just dropped.
Of course, it's round 2 of the greater NHRU competition. If you're listening out there live for Match of the Round, get involved on Twitter at Bar TV Sports or the Facebook Bar TV Sports as well as we go now to the scrum resetting. Ball comes from the back. That's a good set piece. Walkling goes through. Does he? Yes. Does he get over? Is he short? Yes, he is short. Good defence there by Merewether Carlton. As they now look to suck men in. They go short. They're there or thereabouts, and they go through. Pusey, is it? Yes. He's pulled up short. This is good goal line defence as Walkling gets the ball, spreads it out wide. There's a little gap. But no, the ball comes back, and Merryweather Carlton come up with it. That's good defence on the goal line there by Merryweather Carlton. Now as Strawn takes the ball forward, getting them out of trouble.
Yeah, that's another great defensive effort there for the Greens. They held their shape. They didn't have anyone rush up out of the line. As a result, there were no holes there that was obvious for the Hamilton boys to attack. They're just getting stronger and stronger each week, this young Green team, and I think the belief they're going to build over the next couple of weeks is going to make them a real force to deal with.
Could be trouble here, Tony, is Vasakikikaku taking them on, but taken down about 10 metres out. And here they go, steaming onto it, the Hamilton side.
There's a big Joe Akazai kicking the ball up there. He's been a tower of strength for this Hamilton team over the last couple of years and just keeps getting better and better with age.
Yes, and holding on to the ball there, says Jared Logan. So a little bit of a let-off there for the Merryweather Carlton side. And this will be the first penalty of the game. So good discipline so far by both sides with 5 minutes gone, Tony.
Yeah, it has been. Notice they got caught short a little bit down the right-hand side there, or down the defensive down the left-hand side, Merewether Carlton. And Corey Nash got beaten very easily then by Eric, so he needs to tighten that defence up. I think you'll find they'll hit that wing quite often.
Yes, and both sides pretty dominant in the line-out. Sean Rich is the go-to man, obviously, for Merryweather Carlton, and Akazai's the man that can spoil it for Hamilton.
One of Hamilton's strength over the years has been their line-outs. Bubba, I know when he did his level 3, did his paper on line-out, so he does fancy himself as a bit of a line-out technician, and rightly so. In the past, they've had Sticks Palmer there calling the shots, but now Joe's stepped up to take on that role, and he's also doing that in the Newcastle team as well. So he's got plenty of experience, but they won't fall for the same mistake last week that Southern Beaches did, not challenge Rich. They'll put a lot of pressure on him and make them move the ball around him.
Yes, and the trainers out there at the moment, looks like there's a bit of blood. Nothing too hard. Mac Ray, maybe a little head clash out there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. But nothing, a bit of water and some Vaseline might fix up.
A little bit of toughen up there by Murphy, who's running the water.
Yeah, well, if you want toughness, Tim Murphy's, that's his middle name.
Of course, patrolling the streets of Cessnock, isn't he?
Cessnock Curry, keeping everybody safe up there. It's
as we look to the Bar TV screens, you can see the Rowdy Ladies and the Jumping Castle, where Bubba Coleman unfortunately is coaching from today.
Is he coaching or watching?
Yeah,
he's got some headsets on. He must be listening to the Super 12 game, Super 15 game.
I'd imagine so, Tony, as the ball comes out for Merryweather. Good win at the line out there. Of course, Fogarty taking the ball into contact. Losing ground, the Merryweather Carlton side. Scrapping for the ball, goes back to Crichton. He steps off his right. Steps again, gets around one. This could be danger. He's so good in broken field. He's Crichton, and he's found space this time to Vasakiku Kaku, who now they look to counter. Sorelli with the ball, and yeah, that's a nice kick there by Sorelli, just finding metres, and it looks like Snedden's come on in the early stages as well. So a quick replacement here. The young hooker's come off in Schumack, who had the head clash.
Yeah, and James Snedden's come on, who played a bit of first grade with the Greens last year, and unfortunately got caught there trying to get his jumper on, retrieve that ball. So whether Sorelli's noticed that or it was just good luck. But it's front rowers aren't the ones you want back there chasing those balls to get them out of trouble.
Yes, and of course Snedden's an ex-Hamilton guy as well, so no love lost there for them as the ball goes inside. That's a good run there. And it looks like Marty Lasua's on as well in these early stages, is it? Or was that Pussy? Pussy's out there, sorry.
It's his love child.
The ball coming out outside, inside. That's another good run there by Smith. Ball goes back short side. Looks to throw the long ball, but keeps it in hand. Jason Killen. They go the short side, and Lamont just dropping the ball there. Ball comes back to Crichton, and Crichton looks to clear again. Not finding the line, but good distance on the kick. Forced to turn the Hamilton side around, and there's a good chase on the kick too, so the back three with a little bit to do. They'll look to attack though, chancing their arm, and here they go. Smith getting back to help his back three out. And they brings them up over the halfway line. That's good rugby there by the Hamilton side as they go again through their number 5, who's Sam Brennan. Cheeky little box kick over the top. And they coming through, and young Rouse equal to the task. Strawn with it. Steps around one and punches it over the sideline. They'll look to attack though through Vaski Kakaku Sorelli. Back on the inside. And again, that's a good bomb there running through, and Crichton takes it nicely. Marking the ball. And that's another good clearing kick by Crichton. Already you can see the difference Crichton makes, Tony Munro.
Look, now you give Blake half a chance, you'll take the defence on, and if you can't find a break there, he'll use that boot. And he has got a sweet kicking boot and a very sensible one. You'll notice each time he's kicked, he's managed to find the dirt, which gives the defensive line time to get up and put some pressure on the Hamilton counter-attack. I
know they're playing 15 and 10, but it's an interesting matchup anyway between the two kickers in Keelan and Crichton, both with very good games and can orchestrate both sides around the field, Tony.
Yeah, agree with you there, Ruff. They're both very accomplished footballers, so it's going to be a really good matchup. We're interested to see how often Crichton does get into that 10 position, but I think the more they can get the ball in his hand, the better off they are.
Could be trouble out wide, but no, Merewether Carlton scramble well again. Cheeky little kick in behind by Madden. Probably ball in hand would have done it, and thrown at the back there by Ackersdyke. Not the ball they needed, the Hamilton side, so they're retreating now. This is good defence here by Merewether. They need to get there in numbers, and it might be a turnover. No, Hamilton consolidate that one as they come forward.
Yeah, the Hamilton play did well then to get away with that. He was isolated with a couple of defenders on him. He managed to take the tackle, drop the ball, get back to his feet and recover it again, so it was well done to him.
Committing in numbers again there, Hamilton. Pussy with it. Passes the ball over. Sorelli with the ball now with plenty of pace. We know that. As Ireland just throws him to the ground. And here we'll see probably Hamilton try and get a bit of phase play going in this midfield area, Tony.
Yeah, it's good pressure going from these greens, but here's a nice little raid down the short side.
Oh, Lamont with it. Probably won't have the pace, and taken well there by the young halfback, Basigalupo. Plenty of raps on him too, coming in for Gareth Ernst, who's away on his wedding. I'll tell you what, who gets married in rugby season, Tony?
Well, I know. We won't go there. That's a battle for young Ernie to sort out. But look, he's got some big shoes to fill. Ernie's been a very good halfback there for the last couple of years and settles this green team down and leads them around the park. But so far, the young fella's done a good job.
Yes, as Ireland gets back to his feet. A little bit of trouble on the sideline there. I can't see for Tim Wolf's big head in the way there, the Merryweather Carlton manager. Isn't he a picture of stern? Look at the worry on Tim Wolf's face, the manager there.
You know,
Just delegating orders, isn't he, Tony?
If you could win grand finals on enthusiasm and passion, Tim would win it for you every game. He's green. He bleeds green, Tim.
He does.
Just a bit of an update for those who are interested in the Super 15 Hurricanes and Waratahs at halftime and 19 all over there in New Zealand.
Big game over there in New Zealand as well as Dan Garner gets back to his feet. Looks like Schumach's back on with what could only be described as some gaffer tape. Looks like Tim Wolf's always been a ex-roadie, hasn't he? So he's pulled out the gaffer tape from home and strapped up the hooker Schumach.
As long as it's effective, that's all that Tim's worried about.
So here we go again. I've been very impressed by both scrums so far, Tony. They both held their own, so it's...
Yeah, they've both been solid. No one's going into your ascendancy, and it's... There we got the first scrum penalty here for the Hamilton guy slipping his bind, but look, it didn't stay on his feet and went to ground.
Yeah, so first points, I guess, in the set piece to Merryweather Carlton. And as I mentioned, the Hamilton side fancy their chances as Crichton goes for the line.
Yeah, and I think it's a case early on that both teams are just trying to find their feet, size up one another's capabilities in the scrum and get some good clean ball out. And as the game progresses and the fatigue starts to hit in, that's when we'll see whose technique and whose ability to scrum is going to be the better of the two.
And Billy Dunn, of course, playing at prop forward but throwing in the ball. And that's a good long ball to the back. Good variation in the line out. Hamilton really not expecting as they go in the maul formation. But coming through is Ackersdyke. Calls for offside, but no, it was legal. Caesar with it. Ball out to Strawn. Poor pass there, to say the least, by the captain as Nash scrambles, gets around one. Oh, the ball's popped out. Caesar with it, but no. Referee Jared Logan says a knock on. Let's bring it back for a scrum.
Yeah. Look, Raph, I think a little bit of schoolboy football in there. The Merewether Carlton's intent is quite obvious. They want to move the ball around and throw it, but there comes a time we've got to make that decision to just take it, truck it up and settle it down and let the team regather. But all they've done there is pass on a few problems, end up turning the ball over, and now Hamilton are going to be in possession at this scrum.
Yes, and you can see Dan Garner just sucking in the big ones. He was under the pump last week, wasn't he, with that big forward pack from Beaches?
He sort of struggled. I had a chat to him today. He said he's spent a bit of time at the chemist this week getting some Rectinol for some issues that came out of the scrummaging last week.
The old hemorrhoids. We've all been there. As the ball comes out, McRae picking up short, flat pass, not finding the mark. Won't be happy with that as now Hamilton on the attack as Vasakikakaku comes around. He's got the ball. He's strong in attack as he takes it forward, but he's been taken down and taken over the line by Blake Crichton from the Merryweather Carlton side, and that's good defence there, Tony.
Defense. Again, working as a unit. They've got the three-man unit working well. Young Rousey is, he's only a kid, had a great debut last week with 2 tries, but physically up against Eric on that occasion. Eric was just able to out-muscle him, but his teammates got in there and supported him and pushed him into touch.
Yes, definitely didn't give any away last week, did he, Rouse? As Crichton with the ball again, looking to clear it, and that's a better kick, but no. Looks like they may look to counter here, the Hamilton back 3. They're exciting, aren't they, Tony?
Yeah, they're great to watch, and they've got a good understanding. They just love to run the ball. I saw a fair bit of Eric over in WA when he was playing for Cottesloe, and I know their coach, Chook Fowler, over there was very disappointed when Bubba lured him over here to Hamilton. But, yeah, he can score some points, and on his day, he's very hard to stop.
Oh, that's a win there for Merewether Carlton. Eventually, no. Hamilton come up with it at the back. Very scrappy line out so far. As the ball coming there through Bacharach. Taking over to halfway. Nice ball out to Vasakikakaku. Passing off there. Sorelli with it. Plenty of pace. Chips it forward. Maybe taken out there. But Merewether Carlton choosing just to take the ball over the sideline there.
Yeah, you know, this is where this Hamilton team's so good with the experience they have. There wasn't a lot on out wide for them, so rather than throw silly passes, they just put it into touch, managed to force Greens to take it over. And they just don't let the pressure off. They keep the pressure on the opposition all the time. It was a really good line out too. Good pressure on that last one where Sean Richards got up and contested. It's really putting the pressure on the thrower.
So Keelan with it now. He's got options, but takes it in himself. He's right in front of the sticks, about 15 outs. Now Ackersdyke taking it forward. Very strong run there. He goes through. Does he get over? No, there's going to be a penalty there. Looks like it may be offside. So drop the ball over the line there, Ackersdyke. Very close and strong running by the big number 8.
He probably had a 3-on-1 out wide if he'd released the ball, and they could have been over in the corner. But they had the penalty, play to advantage, and Hamilton will come back in front now for a kick at goal.
Yeah, good option and good respect shown to this Merryweather Carlton side by Hamilton. So taking the points is the call. So after 16 minutes gone, the score is locked at 0-0. We'll have a quick word from the sponsors from this greater NHRU competition. Of course, NIB on board, Viatech, Tui's and Tulloch Winery. Good sponsors for this greater NHRU round 2 live match of the round. Hamilton versus Merryweather, live at Passmore over, Tony.
Yeah, I think at this stage of the game, in the first quarter of the match, the Hamilton have definitely had the run of the game. They've had more possession, they've made a few more breaks. The Greens just haven't been able to get into the game with any real rhythm, and Hamilton are spoiling any ball that they do get. But I think as it unfolds, this game's going to open up, and I think we're going to be in for an exciting afternoon.
Yeah, as we look at the replay here, Ackersdyke just coming through, nearly getting over, and just dropping the ball at the death there. So Merewether Carlton now, ball in hand with a restart. Will be through Crichton. Had a good game so far, Crichton, as he goes deep. Good option. And keeps it in as well. Finds touch, does he? No. Good chase on that kick as well there by the Carlton side. They go blindside, go short side. This could be trouble here. There's no support though. As passes into Walkling taking it in. And the crowd goes up. The home crowd is loving this match as Mac Ray steals the ball for Merewether Carlton.
Yeah, it's great work by Mac Ray, straight to his feet over the ball. That's where he's been very strong for the Greens over the last season.
And Schumack taking it forward. Good run there by the young hooker. Ball spread out wide. They don't need to go that wide so early on as Strawn takes it back towards his forwards. Got to take the ball forward, and that's a half run there, half break. Caesar passing it on. Rich getting it off to Ireland. Dealt with. As they go short side again, I tell you what, these passes aren't sticking too well as Nash turns his man around and makes the break up the sideline. Taken out though, Nash.
Yeah.
He's very, very dangerous, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got a great turn of pace and he's got fantastic leg drive, Nash. Even when you do get a hold of him, we saw that last week that he can really keep those legs pumping.
Yeah, Merewether Carlton just pushing the passes a little bit too much at the moment. Got to have runners going forward and straightening the play up,
a little
Tony.
bit of misunderstanding there from the 9. He hasn't been used to playing with these boys where Gareth Ernst knows who's going to get the ball and where they are, and I think that was just a bit of confusion at the back because they started to get some nice phase ball together, then they starting to look dangerous.
As we go to the replay, we see here the ball just thrown out the back and Nash pirouetting. I tell you what, he turned on the pace, didn't he? And had a bit to do, but Mac Ray now getting some attention as well. That head wound just opening up again. So a little bit of a halt in play.
Yeah, I thought Mac did some great work at that breakdown earlier on. He's very good at getting into that situation where he gets nice and strong over the ball, gets the turnover. Probably in that option, he took the ball down short, so I went away from his support. Would have liked to have seen to get a quick shuffle because they had a good back line set then. It could have put a bit more pressure on the Hamilton defence.
Yes, and of course, for all our rugby fans out there, there's a young kid out there, Nate Watini, who a lot of clubs are raising money for at the moment. So He'd had an unfortunate accident the other day at the ground. He's a young Maitland kid, so if you're looking to support a young junior, get out there and get to your local club, and all your local clubs have the details. And that's a good run there by Pussy as the ball comes forwards, kicked forwards, and that's good touch finding there by Keelan.
Yeah, I'm sure the rugby community will get behind Nate and the family. It's a tragedy for a young kid who's obviously starting out his rugby career. But I know the rugby community in the Hunter is very strong on these sorts of issues, and they'll bandy together and make life as easy as possible for young Nate. We all wish him well.
Yes, that's another good line out there by Merewether Carlton. Been off and on so far, and that's a knock on, I guess. And won't be happy with that. Coach Dan will be throwing things at half time, I'd imagine.
Yeah, we haven't heard him today. He might have been tempered. I know his dad had to go and have a chat to him last week. He was getting a little bit excited up in the press box, and I think
he might be on the jumping castle with Bubba.
He could be. That'd be an interesting conversation.
So again, another opportunity here for Hamilton. This Merryweather Carlton side just keeps scrambling and cutting this Hamilton attack down at the death. There's only so much they can take, though. As the ball comes out the back, flicked off by Ackersdyke. I tell you what, they just need to get the ball from the back, I feel, but Merewether Carlton slow to come up there. Not capitalising on that error. As Vasagotti with it out on the far side.
Another knock on.
And that's another knock on, so mistakes here are crueling this game, Tony.
You see here Strawn's taking the quick line out, linking up with his roommate and long-time friend Blake Crichton, but the referee's called it back.
Yes, I can imagine that household. Plenty of chores being done by Blake, not so much Jay.
No, Jay's a bit of a grub.
And of course the scrum doctor living downstairs in Mark Bell.
Yeah, that's right. I think Belly's there as a bit of a guardian to keep the two of them honest and out of trouble. But great mentor. Belly's got a great rugby brain. I know he's been a fantastic asset to the Merewether Carlton club and also to rugby in general in Newcastle. We've been using him a little bit with the Hunter side, and the players are getting a lot out of Mark's knowledge and experience.
Yes, as ex-Wallaby assistant Mark Bell as the ball comes out now. Of course, Kenny T out injured, didn't pass the concussion test, so Fogarty takes his place today. And Sean Rich passing the ball, didn't need to do that. He had such a good game last week and took the tough stuff, so maybe looking to pass too often here in the forwards, Tony.
Yeah.
They just need to take it forward and consolidate it.
They have a little sequence of passing here that they use and used quite successfully last week. They'll play 2 or 3 quick ones between the forwards to try and get the ball a little bit wider, but on that case, the Hamilton defence got up a bit too quickly for the Greens, but they were ruled offside and the Greens have got the penalty. Now they're in a good attacking position here, about 40 out.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I think last week they played a little bit tighter early on, and then that's when the wide passing came out. I'd like to see them do that a little bit more now, Tony, as the line out goes to the back again. And Caesar stepping off his left. Little half break there by the young number 10. And all taken there, and a little bit of a counter-attack here by Madden. Madden is winding up. He's got plenty of pace, Madden. It's a foot race with Crichton. Does he get there? Yes, he does. And that's a good 40-metre try, 50-metre try, Tony Munro.
Yeah, that's just classical turnover ball. Get the ball from a turnover, 2 shifts, and off they went. And he showed a great turn of pace too, Madden. Very impressive try. And Crichton's not slow, and Crichton can only just get him at the end there. So that's probably a deserved try because Hamilton certainly had the run of the game so far.
Plenty of pressure, and pressure breeds points, doesn't it, Tony? And talking to Bubba Coleman before the match, he mentioned Madden is absolutely electric, and we all know how fast Blake Crichton is, so he didn't beat him ends up, but he did a good job of getting there with a couple to beat as well.
Yeah, no, I like the look of this Madden. His defence is strong, obviously, from the league background. A good turn of pace, so he's only going to get better and better for them as the season goes on. And playing outside of Rob Smith, he's going to get to see a lot of ball and a lot of holes.
Yeah, definitely. As we go now to the Bar TV replay. Nice little turnover there, dummy. Not much to do, and Crichton chasing, gets him at the end, but Madden, the momentum took him over, didn't it, Tony?
Yep, still him over there in the corner. That was a good, nice finish. But look, the Hamilton guys are just starting to tighten the screws a little bit. They as I said before, they're so good at keeping the pressure on, and they just compete at every breakdown. They don't give you any easy ball, and it's slowing that ball down for the Greens. They can't get any momentum, and then it's giving the Hamilton defensive line an opportunity to go up quickly and put some pressure on the Merewether Carlton guys.
As we go now, is it successful? Yes, it is from the sideline. That's a great-looking kick there by the Hamilton. Jason Keelan was the score now 10-0 in favour of Hamilton Hawks at Passmore Oval.
I noticed backs coach Jason Toby looking very concerned down there. I'm sure he wasn't that grey when he got to the ground.
Well, he's been grey since he was 23, Tony, so one more won't hurt him. As all Merryweather Carlton looked to be a little bit offside there. Referee had his back to them, though. Turned back on the inside by young Sorelli, finding touch nicely. Close to the 40-metre line.
Yeah, nice kick from Sorelli again. Don't go for anything flash. Just put it down the line, into touch, far enough so that the Greens can't take a quick line out and just takes a bit of pressure off. Now they'll challenge this line out and put some pressure on.
Yeah, up to the back again. It's been working for them up the back there, the Merryweather Carlton side, and sees a flat ball there. Oh, that's a good hit there by Madden. And it looks like he may have turned the ball over. No, Merryweather rushed the breakdown.
Oh, mile offside out wide there.
That's Ireland taking it, yes, offside.
No, he's got it. The referee's got him.
Jared Logan playing advantage. And he's going to blow the advantage, so this could be a good attacking opportunity here for Merryweather Carlton. Getting down to about the 20-metre zone, you'd like to think, Tony. First time in the match, really.
Yeah, they can get the ball deep into the 22 here, which Crichton looks like he's done. Just on the 22, they'll go to the line out now, and I'll be surprised to see a bit of a maul to get a bit of momentum forward. They did this very well last week, had good shape. Dan Gunn will come in for the rip, move to the back, and then they'll control it from there. They might lose a little bit of organisation, though, with the young halfback there. That's where Gareth Ernst is really at his peak.
Oh, the ball nicely set down by Rich, and it does go to the back there. Young Basigalupo. It looks like they're going to take them all down. They're going to have to use it. And they do. Caesar calling for it. Fogarty with it, no. Cuts him out. Strawn with it, gets around one, passes it on the inside. Oh, touched by the Hamilton side. Young Rouse with it. He's isolated, but gets numbers. They go blind side. He goes up the middle there, Basigalupo. Crichton at the back. Oh, he's had a bit of look there, Schumacher, and that's another mistake by the Merryweather Carlton side. And I'll tell you what, they've made a lot of errors this match. It's complete opposite to last week, Tony.
Yeah, look, it's just the pressure Hamilton putting on. And you saw that last breakdown. They had the balls ready for the go. They threw a couple of dummy runners through, but they went through a little bit too early, which meant the defensive line of Hamilton didn't have to fall for them, and they just drifted off and moved up quick on the outside backs and shut them down. They need to get that communication working there between the 9 and the 10 and their runners.
Yes, and of course we're in the old stand here at Passmore Oval, Tony, and they've redone the roof, but I'll tell you what, they haven't done the floorboards, have they? And
no, they haven't. I can remember number 2 sports ground looking like this, and they condemned it. But hopefully the councillors won't hear this. And
well, if you're listening out there, Niwatali Nelm, so I know you're a great fan of Bar TV. The grandstand at Passmore is there's a bit of trouble here, needs a little bit of help.
Yeah. Great skills there by Crichton, put under a lot of pressure, managed to pull that ball in. It shows his experience.
Oh, that's a good little box kick. I thought it may have found touch on the full, but touch judge says no. So just getting them out of trouble. And done. Quick ball in. That's better. Caesar with it. Long ball out to Strawn. He's dangerous. He gets through on. Oh, nearly got his arm free to Crichton. Crichton's made a break. Can he get all the way? I think he has. Yes, he has. That's a good nice ball by Strawn to Crichton, and that's a try for Merryweather Carlton.
Really well executed move there. You can see once the ball came out, Fogarty looped it back around, Hamilton expecting him to get the ball in the wrap around. Strawn held on, straightened up, and just looking for Crichton off his hip. So that's a Jason Toby special, that one.
You can't give him too much space, can you, Strawn? He'll just as we mentioned last week, he's so strong through the hips and so strong.
He is.
And through that gap, isn't he? Runs such a good line, and I don't know how he got that ball free, but he did.
Yeah, no, he hits that ball and hits that line really hard, and he's very deceptive. He's got good footwork, good turn of pace, and so if there's half a gap there, he'll get through it, and Crichton just trailed beautifully. You can see that's that teamwork these boys have played together for a long time.
As we go to the
replay.
replay.
Lapping around, Strawny straightens it up, pop ball up to Crichton, and Crichton's away.
Yeah, great step off the left foot too there, wasn't it?
And it was a great effort there by Sorelli to try and roll him over, and Eric over the top, but Crichton's experience was enough to get him through.
Yes, and he makes sure of the goal. So the score here, 10-7, and Merewether Carlton now right back in it, and they're a side that can do that to you all day, aren't they? You think they're out of it, they're up against the ropes, and then all of a sudden they're back in it, Tony.
Yeah, exactly what happened last week, mate. The Beaches team was pushing hard all game, and their defence kept them in the match. They've done that again here today, and now it's only a 3-point game.
It's the stuff as a side when you've been attacking and just had all the run of it. It just makes your head go down that little bit, doesn't it, when they score against the run of play like that. And that's a penalty now to Merryweather, so look for them to get a roll on now. This is where they excel in the last 10 minutes of both halves, Tony.
Yeah, and look, the Hamilton guys will be worried about this. They've had a ton of ball, and they can see as soon as you give the Greens a little bit of ball what sort of damage they can do. They've got some great attacking flair. In Crichton and Strawn, you've got this young Rousey on the wing here who's got a great turn of pace, and Nashi on the other wing. So they get a couple of phases and a bit of ball together. We're going to be in for some excitement.
Yes, and young Sam Fogarty is the man down at the moment, the young centre.
He's been pretty impressed. He's only had a couple of games of rugby, I believe, a league background, and still got a little bit to learn, but he's not scared to cart the ball up, probably running a little bit high for my money, and he's had a couple of balls turned over, not quite where he should be at the breakdown area, but all in all, I think he's been pretty solid, and defensively he hasn't let the team down.
Yeah, definitely, and I mean, they do miss, I guess, Kent Hatchwell, don't they?
Yeah.
He is that sort of dominant player. He's a bigger body, but as you said, Fogarty, he's been trucking it up. Not as good, not as well as what I guess Kent can, but he adds a different sort of option, doesn't he?
Yeah, it is. Kent's been such a season playing a great servant for the Merewether Carlton club, and he's got that great palm. If he gets on the outside of the guys, they're really hard to stop. And playing in that 12 position now, he can use his frame and experience and help the younger guys out wide. But no, Fogarty's going well. He's going to keep developing, so it's nice to see some of these league converts coming over and making a fist, enjoying the game.
Yes, definitely, and of course we'll thank the sponsors, Greater, NIB, Vitek, Tui's, and of course Tulloch Wines for your match day sips, Tony.
Yeah, they do make a nice wine. I like their Videla. It's one of my favourites.
I'm a red man.
Well, that comes from your playing days.
And of course, you're coaching tomorrow as well. You're coaching the Golden Oldies at Cooks Hill. Yeah,
coming back to the Mile Clubber. I played all my footy with the Tars. Kramer's got a team. I've just had a chat to him before. He's still trying to get me to pull the boots on, but that's not going to happen. As you know, I've got a budding running career that I don't want to ruin. But it should be a good afternoon up there at Empire Park, and the drinks over at Cooks Hill Surf Club afterwards. Expect a good fun afternoon of rugby and drinking and storytelling.
Yeah, so if you're out there and you know a few of the older boys that are running around, get over there to Empire Park and have a bit of a laugh at the very least, Tony.
Yeah, most definitely. The trouble is their mind's willing, but the body's not able, and sometimes I forget how old they are. There's always some good injuries that come out of it, but it's all played in a good spirit and good fun.
Yes, and that one there, not straight, Tony. So, again, the set piece this week's been sort of off and on, and I guess they've been going to a few different options in the line-out. So, early stages of the season, it's not too much drama to worry about as yet, I guess.
Yeah, now look, Michael Dan would be aware of the skills that the Hamilton boys and Bubba has in that line-out, and they've got to keep mixing it up, otherwise the Hamilton will just steal plenty of ball or at least spoil it for them. So it's been good play, and so far, except for a couple of minor ones, the execution's been very good.
Well, could have been called offside there, I thought, but no. They spread it wide. Nice long ball. Vasa kick at Kaku, looking to get on the outside, but taken well by Strawn. As they go, Walkley now, flat ball to Lamont, could have been forward. Logan says play on.
Yeah.
Ackersdyke passing it out now. Nice ball there, Pusey. He's dangerous out wide. Pusey gets a ball away, but taken over the sideline there.
Yeah, nice quick ball, good transfer then from the Hamilton boys.
Merewether Carlton looking for that quick line out, but told to settle down. So again, pressure here on Merewether Carlton to get out of their own 22, and Rich does it well off the top. Flat ball, not a good ball, could be trouble. Oh, but good body on the line, stuffed by Rouse. Hamilton, however, looked like they may have gone over the ball.
Hamilton will flood this and try and put some pressure on it. They know what to do when those situations arise. But that was a great effort by young Rouse, but unfortunately didn't have the support to hang on to it.
And Pusey from a standing start, taking the ball forward, and they go to Vasakikakaku, ball in two hands, and not much to do there for the Merewether Carlton defensive side. And that's a good flat ball. Ackersdyke drops it though. Baccarat cleans up, and Merewether Carlton come up with it, and that's a good clean out there.
They can get a quick shift here. It could be on out wide.
No, Crichton looks like he's going to go for it. Could be trouble here. He does kick the ball in the end though. Ball to Sorelli. Sorelli looks to throw in, but no, he'll be happy to take a breather, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely, I think so. This game's been end-to-end so far, and there's lots of ball movement. You see the players are really starting to blow towards the back half of the last 10 minutes of this half. Again, Crichton's experience there. He knew he was under pressure, faked the kick, got rid of the first two charges, and then had plenty of time to sell himself and kick the ball 40 metres down the track.
So Merewether Carlton going to have to watch numbers here. Hamilton with, I believe, 3 out of the line-outs. Off the top, Walkling with the long ball, not straight, says Jared Logan, so opportunity missed there.
Yeah, my word, they're coach killers, those ones. No real pressure on the line-out jumper. It should have been a quick ball, and I think the hooker just panicked a little bit, rushed his throw, and the result is a scrum with a put in here to Merewether Carlton. It's 10 metres inside their try line, inside their half.
Yes, and if you look at the two packs on the screen, Tony, there's not too much difference in size, is there? So I guess the feelings that Coleman had before the match in regards to, I guess, dominance and pack dominance, it's probably out the window because Merewether Carlton, they're pretty much evenly matched at the moment.
Yeah, they've probably got a little bit more height in the across the board in the Hamilton team, but weight for weight, I don't think there's too much in it. It's a nice strong scrum here by Merewether Carlton. They got it's nice and steady.
Yeah, Lamont not binding there either.
Yeah, and
on the blind side.
He's got the Hamilton team for coming through and lifting up, which is, is not allowed to be done rough. You've got to keep the back straight and come straight through as soon as they start lifting up. Deems as dangerous play, and Jared Logan's pulled them up for that. And I'd say Dan Garner's probably given him a little bit of help to look for that earlier on.
Of course, the old store, Dan Garner, he's been a little bit quiet, the Bar TV favourite, hasn't he, today? He hasn't, I guess if you're not seeing the front row, he's doing his job.
He's doing his job, and I spoke to Dan before the game, and I said, how long did it take you to recover from last week? And he said he was still recovering. So he reckons he's only got about 6 games up front this year. But we'll see how it goes. He won't say die. He's tough.
That's another throw to the back, and Hamilton come up with it through Lamont. Poor error of judgment there by the thrower, Billy Dunn. That's a box kick there, a high one, and Hamilton come through on it and taken nicely there by Nagy. So midfield got the Merewether Carlton side turning around as Sorelli's calling for it, but no, they go the other way. Keelan with it. It's going to be a penalty. Not rolling away.
15.
They'll just put this into touch now and start to apply the pressure again. Only got about 4 or 5 minutes to go this half, and maybe a little bit of injury time, but not too much. So I think the Hamilton team will be looking to get at least another try before this half, because they've in the first half of the game they probably should have had a few more points.
Yes, I think Keelan really needs to take the game by the scruff of the neck here, doesn't he? He needs to run it to the line. I think Hamilton have fallen now into the trap of drifting too far across field as well. Yeah, Tony.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're rough, and they're probably a little bit rusty. It's another good contest there by Sean Richard. He's stolen that ball, but Hamilton managed to regain it.
Yes, now it'll be Smith passing it out now to Vasakikakaku, out to Vasagotti. Plenty of space there. He's got plenty of pace, but no, taken well by a scrambling Merryweather Carlton defence.
Yeah, so that's just a timing issue then. They just haven't got their depth and There's a couple of passes there where the inside players were standing flat. As a result, the outside guys have run past them and then have had to stop to go back for it. Had they hit that ball at pace, could have been a different situation. They certainly had some space out wide then. But don't discredit the defensive effort from the Greens. Their patterns are holding true and they're managing to shut them down out wide. And every time they make that final tackle, there's at least 2 or 3 players there.
Yeah, so this game promising to open up at some stage, isn't it? There's pressure being soaked by both sides.
Yeah, I've been impressed with their backline defence. So Jason Toby must have got someone in to do some work there, because it's certainly not one of Toby's strengths in his days.
Fullbacks don't have to tackle, Tony. As the ball comes to the back, Crichton with it again. He'll go off the left boot. Solid kick, long kick, and Vasagotti letting it bounce into his fullback.
Bit of a fractured line here for the Greens. They don't straighten that up, they could be in a bit of trouble here.
Yes, and Surly has numbers coming around, but they knock it on the Hamilton side, and another big let off there, Tony.
Yeah, most definitely. That was just a nice, simple pop pass in from Sorelli. They had the numbers. A little bit of concern there with the Greens, the way they pushed up there. They got a little bit fractured, and they had the Hamilton team straighten that up and got the players coming around the corner. That could have caused a few headaches for the Greens. They need to hold their line, give away 3 or 4 metres, but make sure they don't give any opportunity for the Hamilton attack to break through.
Yeah, definitely. The new combinations, I think, are having a little bit of an effect here for this Merryweather Carlton side. I think Crichton normally would call them through, and then it filters on through the back line, but I guess the calls probably aren't there.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. But even the Hamilton back line really haven't functioned as well as they should at the moment. And I guess Smith and Curlin were both out, and they've just come back together, still establishing some combinations there.
As we see Lamont taking the ball, little knock on there at the back there by Walkling though, and again, errors are killing this match, Tony.
Yeah, again, great pressure. That was just good pressure then. I think it was young Darty, was it, to put the pressure on that one.
I tell you what, Lamont charged through then though, didn't he? He picked the ball up and he was like a raging bull.
Yeah, he's a great player, Steve. Obviously, he's been around. He's played for country. He plays between hooker and 6. Hooker is his preferred position, but he's certainly not going to let you down at number 6. And the experience of the guys, I know the players around just love having him out there on the field.
Yeah, for someone who does so much work around the park, he comes off without a hair out of place as well, Tony.
Oh, very much a stylist, mate. He uses lots of gel in the hair.
And the ball, little blindside move there and kick downfield. Probably could have put it through the hands there, and Vasa Kikakaku, he'll look to kick it downfield too. And he finds touch out on the full there, so probably last opportunity here for Merryweather Carlton. As we look at the clock says 40 minutes, but probably a couple of minutes on injury time here. I'm picking about 2 here, Tony.
Yeah, I think you're about right. There's been a few stoppages, nothing too major. But that kick that shows a little bit of inexperience there. He had a few players there, and you like to keep the ball in the hand as much. You can't score when the other team's got the ball, so you just need to hang on to it.
Yeah, good safe ball. Caesar with it. Out the back to Crichton. Crichton stepping, getting back into it forwards, bouncing off a couple. Taken a little bit high there, but no, referee says play on. Coming through there. Logan says it's all right. So the ball at the back now. They're going to have to reset here, Merryweather Carlton. Oh, a little bit of a kick here to Rouse onto his chest. He's got one to beat. He gets around, but no, he's taken out. The young 17-year-old. They do call half-time there. Jared Logan, good little bit of an exciting, enterprising play to end the half there, Tony Munro. And it's been a little bit of a dour affair, but the score, 10-7. What are your thoughts?
Well, mate, I've quite enjoyed that first half. It has been tough. There's obviously the early season mistakes. Nice little play there at the end with that little chip kick from Strauner. So that's a set play that they've worked that down at training a couple of times to make sure they got it right. Rouse has got some great skills. I'm really excited to watch him develop over the next couple of years, because he came up against Sorelli, the old hardhead. Sorelli's been around the experience and just knew enough to take him into touch ball and all, not for any stepping or his pace. But good half. The forward battle up front been pretty tough. I think it's an even score at the moment. No one pack has dominated. I think the Greens have had the better of the line out. But Hamilton's had more of the running of the play, but the Greens' defence again has kept them in.
Yes, before we go to the break, we'll just have one look at the replay here for Bar TV. And Strawn, good opportunistic kick from the back, and that's his skills at halfback, and had a bit to do and taken out to end the half. And that's a great half of rugby. The score 10-7. We're going to take a quick word from our sponsors, and we'll be back in 5 minutes.
At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union.
They weren't happy with that. They thought it was a forward pass.
And all our viewers at home, we've got a special guest with us at halftime for our halftime show. It's a very interested spectator, to say the least. Bubba Coleman, how are you?
Very well, thanks.
Scott,
mate.
is it?
Yeah, Scott is my formal name.
That's your slave name.
Yeah, exactly. So I was given at birth as a
Mrs.
slave.
calls you. Anyway, so the Hamilton Hawks, your I guess side, you're over in the jumping castle at the moment, over serving the patties for Ladies' Day.
Yeah.
Have you been getting any of the match in, Scott?
Oh, I've got little glimpses of the match. I haven't seen too much, but yeah, I've been over there serving champagne with my shirt off in the ladies' tent and chasing the kiddies around on the jumping castle. It's been quite interesting, but the little footy I have seen is it's full credit to Merryweather and their defence. They've been awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And for you guys, I really like your back three at the moment. They're all over it. They're willing to attack from anywhere.
Yeah, that was our plan for the day. We tried to do a bit of Merryweather on Merryweather, so to speak. But yeah, our back three are really exciting. I've said to them, you want the ball, you're getting a kick to you, so let's use it and have a run with it. We did a fair bit of work on it, but yeah, it's paying a bit of dividends. We've got a few metres, but no tries yet.
Yeah, definitely. I guess you said to me before the match you were going to attack this Merryweather scrum, but they've really held their own, haven't they?
Yeah, they have held their own. They've been quite surprising. They get quite low, I think. Bit dubious on the last scrum, or the scrum penalty with the standing up there. I wasn't sure what happened there.
Oh, well, at least you're serving the patties, so you've got no cause to complain about that.
I did have my view blocked a little bit by the three screaming ladies trying to get my shirt off, so I didn't get to see that.
What about that? You've hired what can only be described as a male stripper over there, the Hamilton Hawks, for the ladies. I tell you what, he's about 18 years old, and I think he's out of his depth, Bubba.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. We did check his ID, but we weren't really, we're expecting a few more Colts ladies. We weren't expecting so many lovely Cougars, but they're definitely putting him to the test.
Yeah, the Smith twins over there, I can see, are really enjoying it, and of course Shani and the old cohorts over in the ladies' tent.
Yeah,
and of course your brothers' club, the East in Shield, they've got their ladies' day today as well. It's on par with that, Bubba.
Oh, exactly. I think we've got East covered, actually, as far as talent anyway.
Definitely.
That's for sure.
That's right. On and off the park, of course. You had that great match-up earlier on in the season at the Lake Macquarie Sevens where you came out what can only be described as a victor.
Yeah, pretty well. I'm glad you brought that up, actually. The East Silvertails from Sydney come through all high and mighty, but the old country boys taught them a bit of a lesson, I believe.
So as far as coaching goes, do you think there'll be a bit of an implosion in this Hamilton side and you'll get the gig in about 4 more weeks?
Yeah, I hope so. I have seen little glimpses just then at halftime. They're fighting amongst themselves. I think they do need someone out there to take control at halftime. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, very good. Thanks very much for joining us at halftime, Bubba. It's been very entertaining. I can hear some patties over there squealing, and they need to be flipped. So we'll see you later. Thanks for chatting to us.
Thank you very much.
As we go back now to the Greater NHRU match of the round, it's Merryweather Carlton away to Hamilton Hawks at Passmore Oval. And Tony Munro, you're back up in the commentary box.
Yeah, we're back, mate. I've been actually over there talking to a few of the ladies, and they're asking if Bubba can get his top back on because they reckon he's got a bigger cup size than they have.
Well, I don't know. Is it Bubba or Blubber?
It could be both. Well, it'll be interesting to see how these second half fans out. Obviously, speaking to Bubba there, we know what their intent was. They're showing the Greens a lot of respect. The defence of the Greens is, again, holding them into the game. Bubba's given them, or the coaching staff have given the Hawks the free range to run the ball, but at the moment, their timing's a little bit out and they're just not been able to find any gaps in this Carlton defence.
Yes, I think Mike Dam would have been pulling his hair out at the start of that match, but he would have been, pleasantly surprised and pleasantly happy towards the end of that half there, Tony. Yeah,
absolutely. They started to get a bit of momentum. They're only 3 points down, so they're well and truly in this game. I just noticed Nathan Johns down there warming up from... He's been playing second and third grade. Nathan's a former first grader and played a lot of representative football. He's got a great service and he'll give him a good bit of experience.
And here we go for the second half in this Greater NHRU match of the round. Round 2. As Keelan gets the ball downfield, Nash lets it bounce over the sideline. And that's a good clearing kick there by the Hamilton fly half. And we saw the Merryweather Carlton line-out was a little bit stop-start, a little bit disorganised, but I guess they came out dominant. They had a lot of ball in the set piece, and they win that one, and Caesar taking it into the forwards. Oh, and a little bit scrappy at the back. Halfback cleans up. But Hamilton rushed that breakdown, and they come up with the ball. Spread out wide quickly. Smith out wide to Sorelli, but it's been called back for a forward pass by Jared Logan. And that is very, very unlucky. And a little bit of a score update in the Hurricanes v Waratahs. Waratahs 29 in the 70th minute, leading the Hurricanes 19. So over there, that's a very good effort. We come now to the first scrum of the second half, Tony. Yes, and Tony getting tapped on the head by the producers, getting those scores through. And
all right, we're just trying to get an update around the grounds, and some of the scores are starting to come through, so I'll get those to you shortly.
As we go now, and the ball at the back, McRae picking up. Good work. The scrum going backwards there for Merewether Carlton. The number 8, he's a little bit high there for my liking. He's going to have to get the ball to the back. The maul is stopped and static. Is Merewether Carlton trying to do something with it? Yes, it's going to be a scrum feed here.
Lovely turner. That's a good effort by Hamilton. They put some pressure on that ball from the back of the scrum there. Although Merewether Carlton got it out cleanly, they were certainly starting to buckle and go back. McRae had no other option there to go down the short side. He was left isolated, as you call it, way too high, and the Hamilton boys just managed to wrap him up, and they'll get the put in now from that set for this set play now.
Yes, and again the Hamilton back line set, I guess, a little bit flat. So let's see bodies in motion. The Merewether Carlton, the side will look to get some speed off the line here. Just losing their feet out there in the middle of the park. It looks a little bit greasy underfoot.
Yeah, I don't think it should be. The ground looks in pretty good nick, and there's no moisture out there. But I think it's just a case of the guys getting their binds right and getting their legs in the right position. They seem to be setting a little bit far apart. As you know, Ruff, once those legs start to straighten out a bit, you lose all ability to push back, and the first thing that happens is you'll drop and lose your footing.
As we go now, the Merewether Carlton side attacking the scrum nicely. Ball comes out. Smith with a short ball to Madden. He's got open space. He bumps off Crichton. He gets the ball away, but it goes to ground. Merewether Carlton now picks it up through Strawn. Strawn has a run. He's got the pace to get around, but no, he looks to kick it downfield. The Merewether Carlton chase isn't quite there. So Hamilton have the opportunity to counter-attack, but no, they choose to kick the ball, and it's a penalty there, blown by Jared Logan. Taken out of play there, Strawn. Yep. If we can maybe go to the Bar TV replay for that one.
Leave him alone. Stand your ground.
I can only imagine there was some sort of push and shoving back play there.
The play running through from Merewether Carlton was impeded by one of the Hamilton guys, and I have a feeling it might have been Steve Lamont. Although you wouldn't expect Steve to be able to get back there that quickly.
Anyway, you never know what the old dog's new tricks are, Tony.
Might have been there from the last scrum.
And Sam Gilmore is on the field, so...
Yeah. His kicking in reserve grade was outstanding.
This is a very, very good option because Sam Gilmore, he controls the play really well, and he's a good, foil for Crichton, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. No, they've both got great boots on them. They've got good kicking games, and obviously both been premiership winning players, so that gives them some great experience. Yeah, it was Steve Lamont there just dropping the shoulder into the young Merewether Carlton halfback. This will give Sam Gilmore a chance to level it up.
I don't know. Did he really impede him that much? I don't know.
He could have just stood there. It would have taken him half a day just to get around Steve Lamont.
As Gilmore comes in, Gilmore hits it, and Gilmore gets it So the scores here at Passmore Oval locked up now, 10 apiece. So this certainly changes the fabric of this game, Tony, with Gilmore on a field. I thought maybe he was very unlucky probably not to get a start today.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm just trying to work out what positions he's gone into, though.
I think he's come on for...
He's out in the wing.
I think he might have come on for young Fogarty. No, Fogarty's on there, so
No.
yeah, he's out on the wing.
Oh. Yeah,
So perhaps
going
Fogarty
for
has
Rousey.
gone to the wing, has he?
I think young Rouse may have got injured when he put his body on the line down here late in that first half, and might have taken a bit of a knock. So Caesar's still on there, so Sam's gone to the wing. We're not going to get any 80-metre tries out of Chile. He'll kick it that far, but he won't be able to run that far.
He's deceptively slow, isn't he?
He is.
As he's a Bar TV favourite as well. We've obviously covered him in the T20 Twilight competition in the summer as well.
Yeah,
Of course, Bar TV covering sports across all codes and all times of year. If you want to get involved in the game, at Bar TV Sports on Twitter, hashtag Bar TV Sports. And of course, like our Facebook page, Bar TV Sports, and our YouTube channel. Of course. What do you think it is, Tony? Bar TV Sports. Boom, boom. That's doubled your salary there, Tony.
Yeah. I'm just about ready to retire, Ruff. Hope it doesn't affect the pension.
Oh.
You can just see Merewether Carlton then on that play. They've just played that little two-pass shuffle, but there's no other option for the Hamilton than just to hit the ball runner. They know exactly where it's going. They're not creating any ball runners or any deception there. So they need to mix that up a bit and throw a few more bodies in motion or get some plays in behind the ball carrier to at least give him half a chance to punch through the defensive line.
Yeah, the thing about that too is they're not coming from any depth. They're playing it really flat. And
yeah, they are.
If they're going to do that, they need to at least get the second ball runner coming from depth and having that short ball off him if they're going to play that flat, Tony.
Yeah, and they're just running straight too. They're not coming at an angle. They're not trying to hit any spaces. They're just running straight into the defence, and the Hamilton guys are just holding them up quite easily.
So now good attacking opportunity, both sides of the field here for Hamilton. They go short side. Madden with it, gets around one. Tackled round the bootlaces there by Strawn. Good tackle by the standing captain today. As Bacharach gets the ball. Standing still. Keelan with it. Oh, thought he might have got a ball away there to Pusey, who was lurking on the outside. Good defence there by Merewether Carlton. Looks like they may have caused a turnover. No, Hamilton managed to get numbers to the breakdown. Looking to pick and drive now. They do. Again, they go again through Ackersdyke. Ackersdyke taking it forward. Good run there. Getting well over the advantage line.
Yeah, the Hawks are getting some momentum here. They've got to be careful, Greens. They must keep their line and keep working. You can see the boys are starting to walk in the background. They've got to keep pushing across and filling those inside holes.
Yes, and here comes Ackersdyke again. Goes through as a dummy runner. Gets to Brennan. Brennan taking it forward. They're making nice meters here, the Hamilton Hawks, and Lamont just overrunning that one, but they go to the back line. Madden stepping again. Gets a ball away. Inside. Keelan with it. He's got space, but no, he's taken well there by Merewether Carlton. Yeah. Walkling with it. Ackersdyke again.
Nice little show and go there from Keelan, but the Merewether Carlton boys fell for it, and he was unlucky not to get through the hole.
So poor pass there from the back, but Madden with it. He's dangerous with the ball in hand. Vasica Kikaku gets the ball over the top to Sorelli, and Sorelli will score on the far side of the field. Yeah. And that's just pressure, Tony Munro. Yeah. That is just pressure all day.
Just pressure. Good quick ball. The Merewether Carlton just didn't reorganise quickly enough in defence. So you could see they come up from that breakdown in the middle of the field, started walking where they need to push harder. Hamilton boys recognise that. I don't know who made the call, but they called it to keep going the same way. They knew the greens were short, and as a result, Sorelli's gone over in the corner for a nice finish.
Yeah, definitely. Good phase play there, and it's the first real set of phase play we've seen all game, isn't it? And probably about 10 sets of phases there, Tony, and that, in this local competition, that is what wins games. Yeah. We go to the Bar TV replay now. Nice little short ball there by Madden over the top from Vasica Kikaku to Sorelli, who brings it around, and that is a very good pressure-built try, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. Just back to your point, this time of the season too, if you can put 6 or 7 phases together, the defence find it very hard from a fitness point of view to get back into position quickly enough. You've also started to get your timing, your understanding right. While the Greens have defended well all game, They just got caught out a little bit lazy on the inside there, and the try resulted out wide.
So the score now, 15-10. Kick to come. It's not as hard as the first one he absolutely nailed, albeit on the opposite side of the field.
Yeah, this should be his favourite kicking side. There's not too much wind, or there's no wind down there to worry about by the look of it.
Yeah, conditions here still quite humid as he hits it. Little beep of the horn in the background, and he has nailed that kick, and that is a great kick, Tony.
That's a good kick. Now, look, the Hamilton guys will be wary. They'll know that Merewether Carlton aren't going to give in. They got the early lead in the game, and the Greens came back to level it all off. They also be wary of Chili Gilmore's kicking boot too, and they don't want to give him any penalties within the 40-metre range because they know the damage he can do.
Yeah,
so
well, he broke their hearts a few years back, didn't he, in that grand final where he was booting him for everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's a good long kick there. Vasagotti with it. Taking it. Oh, good solid hit there by Merryweather Carlton. Hit of the day for mine.
Young Strawn.
Ball comes back. Mac Ray on the sideline. Oh, he's put his foot on the touchline. Unfortunate error there for the young Greens number 8.
Yeah. Just a little bit of experience there, Office. You know, you get to that position, you want to get your foot on the line before you start, so you've got a starting reference point to know where you're going. But he took the ball well enough, but he just took that extra little step back, put his foot into touch now, giving Hamilton a chance to go on the attack. And I notice they've just made a change there with the veteran Marty Loaza coming on.
Yeah, Marty Lasua.
We're still not sure how old this young man is. But
he's a rookie for the Hamilton Hawks. Oh, that's a good run there by, I guess, the Hamilton Hawks rookie in his rookie season for the Hawks.
He might have had a couple of years with them after the wildfires folded. He's come back to home.
He's back to roost.
Back to roost. He's been around all the clubs, but he's a great leader. And I know the boys like playing with Marty. He gives 100%. And, no, you got to take your hat off to him to be still running around at this level for his age, and I think he's looking as fit as he ever has.
Yeah, definitely, and of course his son Terence CUC playing in the real NRL as well, I believe.
Yep, good footballing family.
So as we go now, it's the score 17-10. It's been a little bit of a scrappy affair, but it's been end-to-end stuff. And look to see probably Fogarty or Nash coming around to take a hit up. And this is a good scrum here by Hamilton. They start to attack, and Mac Ray picks it up from the back. Yeah, good work by Mac Ray. Getting us and that's a poor error there.
You know, look, in fairness to the Green guys, those Hamilton blokes just loitered back heading back. And again, that's a bit of an experience in the halfback. Gareth Ernst probably would have thrown it straight into one of the Hawks players and gone for the penalty. He tried to work around, and the players couldn't see, and they put the ball down.
Yeah, definitely. But
that was a good scrum there from the Hamilton. That just showed when they're on their game what they can do. And this Green pack needs to refocus, put that one behind them, and really concentrate on this next set piece.
Yeah, big Marty Lasua packing in number 8. So the big bull. As we look now, we've got a change here. Coming on for the front row, Morgan Martin, the big number 18. Nice scrum there by Hamlin. Poor ball by Walkling.
Great
long
pickup.
Ball. Great pickup by Keelan Smith taking the ball forwards. Marty Lasua there first to clean out. And again, Keelan getting the ball. Good kick. Good searching kick down behind Crichton. And Crichton, that's not his best kick of the day. It'll find Hamilton easily to Lamont. Good long ball. And here they go, Madden looking to link up now. He makes a half break. Madden with the ball. Oh, he had one on the outside. Vasagotti will be getting him to buy him a beer later on because he was unmarked. And now Merryweather Carlton with the ball as they take it forward.
Yeah, Madden's still down the background too from that tackle.
As Gilmore kicking it out, I mean, if I was Madden, I'd be staying down too because he absolutely butchered that try, Tony.
Yeah, he'll be looking for excuse. There was that was a clear run of the line then for the Hamilton fullback. Eric was screaming for it. He was unmarked, and it was just a bit of selfish play. But I think he's twisted his knee on the way down. He looks in a little bit of agony.
Now Morgan comes on for the hooker Shumack. So I'd imagine Billy Dunn will probably go to hooker and Dan Garner stay at
Stay
prop
at prop.
forward, but probably
More than
swap
likely.
sides.
Yeah, young darts coming off, and it looks like James Dan's getting ready to come on.
As we go to the replay here, Madden. Good turn of foot, splitting them up the middle. Could have passed it, should have passed it, didn't pass it, Tony.
Yeah. Sorry, it wasn't Eric, it was the other winger there. So he's done well to get across. Yeah, he's off. Dr. Jenny Dan there helping off. Has been a great benefit to all rugby community around Newcastle, but in particular the Hawks. Her son Paul and the son Matt have played a lot of first grade with the Hawks. So that's not a good sign for the Hamilton Centre.
No, not at all. He started the season with an absolute bang. He scored a couple last week, being helped from the field. So they'll make a change here. Looks like Latai's come on in the senses here for Hamilton.
And the Hawks are going for the long line out there, and Steve Lamont's throwing was just a little bit off, and they've knocked the ball forward, so it'll come down now to a Merewether Carlton scrum on their 22. I'll say Hamilton will attack this scrum. The Greens have just bought the new prop on in Morgan, so hopefully you'll be able to shore it up and give them a little bit of weight. I also noticed they've got Josh Gain sitting down there at the bench, who's played a lot of first grade for the Greens as well. So they've got a couple of big props there if they need to shore that's part of their game up. But we'll see how they go on this first scrum.
Yeah, definitely, Tony. And I'll tell you what, Morgan, he had quite a good game in second grade, so I think he's an out-and-out prop forward, but they do attack his side. Mac Ray coming up with it, though. Again, well done by the young number 8. Ball by Caesar, the no-look pass, and Strawn trying to get outside his man, but wrapped up well by the Hawks as they attack the ball. They're going to have to get to ground here, the Merryweather Carlton side, and they do. Ball at the back. Crichton calling for it, looking to probably clear it. Going to have to kick away. There's a man down in back play here. He hasn't really moved for Hamilton. You can't see it on your bar TV screens. A little bit of trouble, to say the least. Looks like it might be his shoulder. So the score here is 17-10.
Yeah, just while we've got this break, Ruff, you can see Hamilton starting to get a bit of momentum now. They haven't been in their own half under any pressure for the whole of this first 15 minutes, and I think they can start and feel themselves coming over the top of this young Merewether Carlton team. Their forwards are starting to exert their size and authority at the breakdown and at scrum time. Green's line-out's still been strong, but they keep going backwards, and it's hard to get themselves out of trouble. The line speed's been pretty good too.
Who for you, Tony, is the man or the player that's going to do something and change something?
For the Greens?
For the Greens, yeah.
You've got to go to Crichton or Strawn. They're the two X factors in the team. I don't think there's any. There's no one else around there that's going to do that for you. You saw the try that those two put on. They get in combination. They're in that outside channel together. They've both got great speed, good footwork. So they'll be the two that they'll be looking to.
And the Hamilton player coming to his feet, so that's always good to see. Referee Jared Logan over there. He's done a pretty good game. He's had a pretty good match, hasn't he, Tony? I'm impressed by Jared today.
No, I agree. Jared's going up the refereeing ranks right around, not only here in the Hunter, but also country. And I know they've had some good reports on him, and he's certainly developing into one of the best referees going around.
What's that?
Yes, definitely. And now play looks to resume.
16.5 time.
So a little bit of injury time there for the match again. And we can see Madden coming up the tunnel as well. He looks to be walking, so that's good signs for him too, for the Hawks side.
Yeah, hopefully it's nothing too serious for him, because he's had an outstanding game up till now. His turn of pace is obviously great. He can hit a hole, but he looks pretty dejected there. But hopefully it's just a bit of a sprain and nothing too serious.
Yeah, Lautai, who's come on for the Hamilton side, he's no mug either. He's a very, very good player, and he's an experienced campaigner as well.
My word.
And that's a good scrum there by Carlton, but it's going to be a penalty, wheeling it. That's a quick tap there by Walkling. Looks to pass off to Bacharach. Bacharach, he can sniff a try out, can Bacharach. And the ball at the back, if they use it quickly, there could be trouble. Can't get the ball away, though.
That was good swarming defence by the Greens, but Hamilton will keep coming at them.
Walking there, dropped there. Poor pass, really, from the halfback, Walkling to Lasua, the young rookie.
It's probably a bit of a big ask for Marty to get down that low at this late stage of his career.
I'm not going to tell him that, though, Tony.
Who's Tony?
And again, another drop ball, so the Greens continually soaking up this pressure here at Passmore Oval. Very, very good defensive effort, to say the least. They probably, I mean, the possession's probably 80-20 at the moment, Tony.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think a little bit of white line fever started to creep into this Hamilton team there. I think they shifted the ball a little bit quicker. There were some options out wide, and I think some of these players think they're just going to be able to stroll over, and they should have realised by now that Merewether Carlton aren't going to give that try line up easily. It looks like another replacement here for the Greens.
Another change there for the Greens. Young
Isaac King.
Fogarty coming off, and King coming on, is it?
It is. I'm not sure whether they'll play young Isaac.
And he had big Willie So warming up at the sideline as well. He's another Bar TV favourite, so...
just you'd rather feed him for a week than a fortnight, wouldn't you?
Oh.
He's a big man. Gets through a lot of work too, Willie.
Yes,
he's got some good skills, but he never stops. He was a great servant for Southern Beaches last year through their finals campaigns.
Yeah, so switch clubs. He's played a little bit with Hamilton before, so he's back in the Hawks colours. And I tell you what, he is an excitement machine when he gets on there.
It's like Sam Gilmore's moved into 10. So they may play Sam at 10, Caesar in 12, and King out on the wing.
Yeah, the scrum twisting here, so it's kind of gone to pieces now for the Merryweather Carlton side. Ball coming to Crichton. Looks to get it off the outside of his boot, and he does. Good effort in the end. He had a lot of pressure on him there.
Yeah, Mick Dan will be starting to get quite concerned about this scrum now. That's the third one there that Hamilton have really disrupted. And I'd say the fatigue's starting to set in. He may need to get some more replacements on there to try and shore this pack up. Notice he's got Nick Garner's back in the fold too. Dan Garner's younger brother. Had a good game in seconds today. He's had a bit of a rest. He might be handy to bring onto the second row to give him a little bit more weight. He's certainly a very abrasive player as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I believe got his debut under you as well, Tony. So
he did a few years ago.
Good kick there. Finding ground. Good chase by Carlton, and Vassagotti. Oh, good tackle there by Merryweather Carlton, who look like they've got another spring in their step now. They're in the Hamilton Hawks half, and here's Big Willie So taking them on.
Yeah, look, Hamilton got numbers out wide if they move it. Strawn's calling for the support.
No, and Lamont getting caught there, probably in the way.
Yep, Sorelli's getting very frustrated out wide.
And now here he is, Keelan passing it out. Smith not using Sorelli on his outside. As we go over now, it's going to be called a knock on, so Merryweather Carlton feed. So Merryweather Carlton, this is a danger time here for the Hamilton Hawks, isn't it? This is what we've talked about, and this is where Merryweather Carlton can hurt you most.
They can, but the first thing they've got to do is win some clean ball from this scrum. And they need to get this ball out wide to their flies. You know, they've got good side to come this way. It's a natural passing side. You can get Strawn, Crichton and Nash to hook up together. They might be able to make something out of this. And don't underestimate Sam Gilmore to drift and goes through the back line or put the ball runners into holes.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Gilmore, such an underrated athlete, isn't he? I mean, he does things so easily. He can just drift in and out. He can straighten the attack up, and again, you said before, he can put players through holes, bodies in motion. So I like this tactical change here by Coach Dan to put him into number 10, or Coach Toby, whoever's making the call out there.
Yeah, they'll be doing it in sync. They're very well in sync, these two coaches. Similar philosophies and understanding of the game. They would have talked about this beforehand and brought Sam on just at the right time. Well, they've won that ball, but
Caesar taking it forward, probably. I know, look, cut out pass. He's dropped the ball there. Could be a knock on. Yes, he's knocked it on again. So Merryweather Carlton cruelling their chances, Tony.
And you can see the body language there of a couple of players. Their shoulders have just slumped. They just need to pick themselves up, refocus, and go again. I think if I was the coach, I'd probably make a change at 9. I think the young fella's getting a little bit overawed and a little bit of pressure on him. They've got Nathan Johns there as a seasoned first grader. He's got good service.
Yeah, definitely one of the best passing games in the competition, I think, in all grades. He can pass sort of 20, 30 metres both sides. So
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely it's what they need, and it can give them a bit more width so it can straighten the play up as well, Tony.
Correct. And he's got an old head on him, Nathan. He's been around for a while and he's played a lot of footy. But anyhow, we'll see what happens.
Ball coming out now. Nice kick into space there by Keelan. Vasagotti coming through. Crichton with a bit to do, but takes the ball over touch. That is a pinpoint kick there by the Hamilton Hawks, Tony.
Yeah, that was great. And as I said to you earlier, mate, that's what they do well. They just keep the pressure valve on. Or, it's probably picked them up an easy 50 metres there. Saw the open space, saw Crichton was a little bit far over onto the right-hand side of the field, so just dropped it in there. And a good chase also from the Hamilton Flyer.
Yeah, so look for maybe a ball up the back to Ackersdyke and a maul put on here.
Yeah,
great attacking opportunity.
The Stu's throwing hasn't been too good today, so they've already spilled a couple there, so I think they'll probably go to the middle and try and secure this ball. No, he's overthrown
and again,
that
his
one.
throw wasn't the best, but it could be trouble anyway. Keelan taken down 5 metres out. They take it from the back here. Again, just inching forward. Here he is, Big Poosty, is it? And is he over? Yes, he is. And that's a try to the Hamilton Hawks. Great try there by the hooker. He's dangerous all over the park, Tony.
Yeah, we spoke about him earlier on. His ball running's renowned. He's just hard and tough, low to the ground, and that close to the try line, you're just not going to stop him.
Yeah, definitely. He's a wrecking ball, isn't he?
Yeah, there his father and son there walking back together.
No, they could nearly be stunt doubles, couldn't they?
Yeah,
As we have a look.
The Carlton team are looking pretty dejected behind the goalpost there, and I think they need to get some fresh legs on to try and give them a bit of a boost.
Have a look at the Bar TV replay here. The ball taken out, and Poosey, just Merewether Carlton not numbering up there and struggling to get around. There's hands on hips at the moment, so it's going to take a big effort now for this Merewether Carlton side to come back into this match here, Tony.
Yeah, look, you never write them off, but I think the next 5 minutes is going to be critical for them. If they need to get some points on the board, otherwise this game's just going to go away from them.
I mean, there's still plenty of time in the match. There's still 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, look, mate, there is rough, but I just don't think they've looked threatening in this second half. They probably haven't had enough ball to do so, and what ball they have had has been pretty scrappy from the back of the scrum. And Hamilton are just starting to tighten the screws on now. I'd expect Keelan now to just keep dropping the ball back down this end of the park, and they'll go for field position before they start to unleash.
Yeah, definitely, and you can see here the Merewether Carlton side, they're not getting back to this restart as quickly or as energetically as they have done so throughout the game, and the restart comes now, and it's a nice high kick by Crichton. Could be trouble here. Oh, little knock on there, and Merewether Carlton come up with it. So now they have the chance to attack, and they go short side. Long cut-out ball to Nash. Wrong option for mine as Nash takes it back into his forwards.
Yeah, I don't think that was on purpose, mate. You can see the halfback. He's getting tired now. He's not used to this pace, and when you get fatigued as a halfback, you start to lift your head. You come up in your pass, and the last two that he's thrown have been a bit loopy and over the top.
Yeah, well, he's done it again there, Tony, and he's taken the ball back into the forward, so this could be a godsend for Merewether Carlton as they will probably take it from the back, but no Strawn calling them in. He's going to go short side. Dangerous, running it. Good strength there shown by Strawn, the ex-halfback, of course, playing halfback in the Newcastle rep team at the moment. And here they go. A little bit of phase play here by Merewether Carlton. I can't remember a time in the match where they've strung so many together. And the ball coming out. Taken by Billy Dunn. He's isolated, but no, they get around him. He's going to have to get the ball down. The young prop forward and taken in by Ireland. Ireland absolutely swarmed there by the Hamilton Hawks. Their trouble here, Merewether Carlton side going backward. Gilmore with it. Passing it on to Rich, and Rich taking it forward. Yeah, nice settling there by Rich, and again they keep the phase play going. Caesar taking in now. He's isolated. They're going to have to get around him. A lot of one-out stuff here, and the ball comes loose and taken forward nicely there, though, by the Merewether Carlton side. Getting it over the advantage line. Looks like they are all offside there, this Hamilton Hawks team.
Got the
Creeping
penalty
up,
advantage.
yes, and Jared Logan. Quick tap taken there by Strawn. Makes a little break. Offside as well.
The Hamilton boys went back
Advantage
10
played.
then.
Advantage played by Logan as the ball comes out. Gilmore with it. Long ball to Crichton. Crichton steps on the inside. Gets the ball away. Sets up nicely now. Hamilton players not committing numbers. Well, that's a poor pass from the back,
This
but
could be a
Jared
yellow
Logan
card here. This could
is
be
going to blow the penalty. Not quite a yellow card.
And I see they got Nathan Johnson's on the sideline there trying to get on.
Yeah, this could be a good opportunity to inject Johns into the game.
Yep.
Bit of level-headedness, and this is what they need. So they're going to go for touch and look for this rolling maul to eventuate here, Tony.
Yeah, you'd think so. Obviously, Sean Rich will be the go-to. Hamilton will stack their line out against him, put some pressure on him all around him. But he's obviously the one they want to go to.
But that was really good phase play nonetheless, and good scrambling. I mean, they had a lot of pressure on them then the Merewether Carlton side, but they somehow got out of it. So the ball goes to Rich.
They've tried to
It
sack
gets
him
brought
straight from the
down,
line
yeah.
out.
Gets brought down. They go to the
Dropped
back
it,
and
knocked it on.
knocked it on. So let off the hook there, the Hamilton Hawks.
I think Dan Garner there doing what he does best. That's argue with the referee about the decision, but he's not going to reverse it because Dan doesn't like it. I think he's saying that one of the Hamilton boys might have got a hand in there. But nonetheless, it'll be a scrum now to the Hamilton team at 15 out from their try line.
So can the Merryweather Carlton side put some pressure on? I mean, Willie So, he's already played a game. I mean, he's a good anchor, but, I mean, do you think he's going to be a little bit tired, or do you think he's going to just sit there?
Martin Morgan's been there as well, so they've spent a bit of time up against one another today. But Hawks will just try and they'll just get themselves set, good clean ball out, and they'll clear this out down the. Expect them to put it 30 or 40 metres out.
Yeah, Keelan's set a little bit wide, so look for maybe Marty Lasua to take it off the back, and Walkling does instead. So a little bit of trouble maybe for the Hawks as the Greens turn the ball over on the sideline. Hands in the ruck there, I thought, maybe by Hamilton, but Lasua taking it forward. And Walkling happy to kick it from the halfback position. Nash with it, bouncing off his chest. Gets the ball in field. Crichton with everything to do. They're going to have to get around Crichton now as he holds the ball up nicely. He keeps driving forward, does Crichton.
He's quite strong despite his size, Crichton. He gets good leg drive and keeps moving, very hard to get a hold of.
And John's immediately settling it as Strawn. Good run there by the captain trying to lift his side. John's at the back. And already you can see some composure out there, Tony. As the ball, now the back, Mac Ray going to have to take it forward. But no, he chooses to pass and passes to Ireland. Ireland taking it forward. As they come down, Gilmore with it. Dummies. Nearly gets through half a hole.
Yeah,
Merewether Carlton side turning it on the inside. They're struggling to get now to the breakdown. It looks like Merewether Carlton. They're just walking. Hamilton not committing numbers. Strawn stepping on the inside. Doing everything he can now, the captain. As Johns at the back. Hamilton look like they may be creeping forward a little bit. It's done taking it forward. Not making the advantage line, but getting the ball back nicely. And here we go to Ireland. Ireland taking it forward, of course. One of the Ireland brothers out there. His brother playing in the lock position. Sean Rich now. So they're not sucking in too many numbers here, the Merewether Carlton side. I'd like to see a few options maybe. Oh, almost an interceptor. Strawn makes a little half break. He's got support. He tries to get around himself and he doesn't. So held up about 15 out. Long ball now to Ireland. Ireland ducking under is the Merewether Carlton player. Kick forward by Hamilton. Could have been a little bit of offside, and it was. Called offside. This is going to be trouble here. Could be a professional foul, Tony.
Could be. It was good to see Greens go wide then. They were playing the ball in nice and tight. Hamilton had their defensive line stacked, very compressed in around the breakdown, and the Greens were playing into that channel where they were. As soon as they went wide, they got the ball on the outside of Strawny. It's just a shame he couldn't get that ball away to Crichton. It was just off his hip.
Yeah, probably. He tried to get around him, didn't he? Maybe a draw and pass, just a simple unders line.
Probably should have just straightened the play up, drawn, and just he had two players outside him.
And he's given the card to the front row of Bacharach, so this certainly changes the fabric of this game again, Tony.
The Greens will go for the scrum here.
So Baccarat coming off. I mean, the depth of the Hamilton forward pack, though. I mean, I know they're going to be a man down, so...
I think that's Carlton down over there on the far side.
Yeah, it looks to me like it is.
Could be his ankle that he's...
Probably Blake Crichton. He's getting it strapped up.
It's the one that's been giving him some trouble, and as a Newcastle coach, that doesn't make me very happy.
Well, anyway, he's all right, Tony, so don't worry about it.
Good.
Yeah, what he's like.
I know. Anything to get out of training tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's right. He'll be in the ice bath. He'll be back at home
He'll
early.
be in the hot bath with the bubbles.
Yeah.
Crichton doesn't do ice.
Let's hope not. As the ball now sitting there dormant as referee Jared Logan having another chat to the captain of the Hamilton Hawks side, Lamont. So it's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a penalty in front of the sticks. For mine, I think the Merryweather Carlton side probably have to look to run the ball or maybe take a scrum here, Tony.
Well, I think they'll be taking the scrum given the 7 minutes to go, but they're going to go for a line out.
Interesting decision, centre field.
Well, I guess they probably haven't got the confidence in the scrum at the moment, the way it's been going, but they know they're going to win good ball from the line out, and they'll try and take it down. But you watch the Hamilton team will try and do what they did earlier on, and they'll sack. They won't contest it. They'll try and sack Sean Rich. They know where it's going to go, and then try and spoil it, which they did last time.
Yeah, so he goes off the top anyway, so avoids that one. Gilmore with it, throws a nice flat pass to Strawn, and the set move just doesn't come off there. Merryweather Carlton losing the ball, have they? Looks like Hamilton have got over the ball, but no, Merryweather do well. So centre field now, options both sides, and Garner taking it forward, getting through, getting over the advantage line. Good run there by Garner. And the ball coming out, Ireland with it. He stepped up in the last 10 minutes as Ireland running the ball nicely. And coming now, Garner again. Here he is. This is why he got man of the match last week, the wily old veteran.
So
they've got numbers maybe on the blind, but they go open. Dummy on the inside, Caesar. Strawn trying to get around his man, gets it away. Gilmore with it. He can show and go. No, he doesn't. He probably could have drawn and passed, but he didn't. So Merryweather Carlton looks like they have got the penalty there, diving over the Hamilton Hawks, and again sucking up defensively the Hamilton Hawks. Good defensive pattern there.
Very good. And you see there's that Sam Gilmore. He just likes to ghost around the back line, gets that second ball, creates an extra man. Fortunately, just didn't have enough support on his outside to create any real danger. But the Hamilton recovered very well, drifted and spoilt that ball. But this gives the Green a chance. They can get some points on the board here. We're still 5 or 6 minutes to go. They're still in a chance to even level the game up, but they need to score from this play.
Oh, and they contested the Hawks, and they've come up with it, so unlucky there for the Greens. And again, the Hawks out of jail, bit of pressure on the kicker. And it finds touch nicely, though, at 20 out. So again, Merryweather Carlton, opportunity to attack as Big Willie So comes through.
Yeah, that was a nice variation there for the line out. The Greens are probably not expecting them to challenge that, and they've thrown a jumper up, put a bit of pressure on the jumper. Even though they're not getting the ball, it just puts a bit of a deflection on there.
A quick line out there taken by Merryweather Carlton, or quickish. Oh, dropped there by Caesar. Trouble here as Smith gets a flick pass now. Crichton with it, but it's going to be called double knock on. So Merryweather Carlton only themselves to blame at the moment, Tony.
Yeah, good pressure. Good pressure. The ball transfer is just not up to scratch at the moment. And the outside backs are just getting too much pressure. That defensive line of Hamilton moving up very, very quickly.
Looks like Mac Ray in the distance there could be in a bit of trouble. As Sean Rich goes over to get the cramp out. What is it, Tony? Is it too much salt or not enough salt?
Not enough salt.
Is that what it is? I've never known what it is. So I've always tried to have a feed of Macca's before the game.
More salt in the fish and chips, mate.
Yeah, that's right.
Get the fluids up, get the salt up.
Just trying to get a happy medium.
Happy meal or happy medium?
Both. I'm only in it for the toy. Of course, speaking of toys, it's my son out there, Toby. It's his second birthday today. Of course, he's a massive fan of Bar TV.
He would
So if you're listening out there, Toby, happy birthday, son.
Yeah, happy birthday, Tobe. Hope Dad's got lots of nice presents for you. You're having a birthday cake?
Not on a Bar TV salary, that's for sure. Now, of course, if you're enjoying the coverage of this greater NHRU competition, get in the game at Bar TV Sports, hashtag Bar TV. Of course, follow us on Facebook, Bar TV Sports, and our YouTube channel, Bar TV Sports. We'd like to have a quick word for our sponsors, the Greater, NIB, Viatech, Tui's and Tulloch Wines. As we come back now to the scrum, so man down here, the Hawks, so the Merryweather Carlton side with plenty of opportunity to put some pressure on the scrum. Oh, when we look at the Super 15 score, the Waratahs 29, holding out the Hurricanes to the death, 24. So good win then for the Tars across the ditch.
Yeah, and they needed to win that one. They've had a couple of shock losses this season, and I know they'd have been working very, very hard to get their form back. Haven't been as consistent as they would like to have been.
As we go now for a scrum, there's probably 3 minutes on normal time remaining with probably 3 to 4 minutes of extra time, injury time. As Keelan has it, passes it out wide. Sorelli now, Vasagotti trying to get around his man, passes it inside, and Gilmore comes up with it and taken over. So it's going to be a Hamilton line-out. Hamilton line-outs haven't been the best today. They haven't had too many, have they?
No, they haven't. They've lost a few. Their long ball hasn't really worked for them. It's certainly an area that they've been very, very strong over the years, but it'll be something that the coaching staff at the Hawks will work on. I guess I might even call Bubba Coleman in the consulting role.
From the jumping castle. As the ball comes in now, passed out wide. Trouble here, Strawn with it. Dangerous, pops it over the top, but taken there is young King on the far side. Johns wrestled into touch.
Yeah, and again, great scrambling defence by the Hawks. Kept their composure, kept their line. Obviously lots of chat going on there, and they just managed to put enough pressure on to force the Merewether Carlton team over the sideline.
Yeah, both halves, it's been a great defensive effort on both sides, hasn't it? It's been a good arm wrestle. There's been no quarter given either way, has there?
No, I think the Hawks haven't dominated the whole game. They've had the majority of the play, but you wouldn't say that they were out and out winners. But they've certainly done enough to take the points today, and I think they're deserved winners.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the last 10 minutes they've soaked up the pressure. As now King looks to take it back. Could be trouble. Could be isolated. And yes, he is. Couldn't get around his man, young Kingy. And again, it's going to be called a knock-on, so this could be the ball game here if Hamilton can soak it up. I can't see Merryweather Carlton getting 14 points in the space of 5 minutes, Tony.
No, I wouldn't think so either. Not the way it's going. But the Hawks will just. That's a very quick 10 minutes. The Bacharachs will be coming back on.
Very, very quick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been so excited I haven't been watching the clock, Tony.
Well, when he came off, it was 33 minutes, and I figured that was probably the end of the game for him, but he's got back a bit on. Maybe they've got a new 5-minute rule on that I don't know about.
Yeah, definitely. And
you can see
as we come to the closing stages of the game, for you, Tony, who's been the best player for this Hawks side?
They've had a few of them. Some of the guys up front, I think Joe Eckersdyke's been immense for them. He's got through a lot of work. Steve Lamont has been good. Keelan's impressed me. On the back three as a group, I think they've been quite dynamic, and every time they've touched the ball, they've looked exciting.
As Keelan with it now turning on the inside. Where's the Lautai, sorry. And now they go blind. Vasakikakaku now to Sorelli trying to beat his man. The ball comes out. So now Big Willie So palming one off, bumping him off. He's like a pinball machine, is Big Willie So. And now Keelan stepping inside, bouncing off one, hitting and spinning. And here he is, Ackersdyke. Poosey with it, stepping inside. Already got one today is Poosey.
Now
here we
game.
go. This could be trouble, and it is. It's a try. A try to the captain, Steve Lamont, over on the far side of your screen. And that was just the end of the game, a bit of pressure, and Merewether Carlton just out on their feet, Tony.
Yeah, I think so. I think they thought it was all lost, and they just lost a little bit of interest. But the Hawks have just kept coming at them, and they've probably maintained their attack structure a bit better too. You saw in that last 5 minutes out, the Merewether Carlton had the ball. They just couldn't get any shape into their attack. Very easy to pick off for the Hawks, where the Hawks very well disciplined, well coached, and they've managed to get back, get into position and create and find where the space was, and as a result, Steve Lamont's gone over for a good try for the captain.
As we go now to the replay, and Ackersdyke getting the ball out, stepping on the inside is Percy going for his double, but pulled up short, Walkling with it, and that's just an easy, not numbering up, not reconfiguring that defensive line, and that's as easy as you like there for Steve Lamont, the Hamilton Hawks captain.
Yeah, and I think it's probably been a fair result when you look across the full 80 minutes of the games. The Hawks have certainly had the better of the play.
Yeah, for mine, that gives me great pleasure to give Steve Lamont man of the match now.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I wouldn't have a problem with that either.
So you heard it first. The Bar TV man of the match goes to Steve Lamont as referee Jared Logan blows full time. It was a great arm wrestle, a great tussle, Tony. Hamilton Hawks coming out victors in the end, 29-10. Merryweather Carlton gallant in defeat, but Hamilton Hawks just too strong on the day. And for mine, they're now the front runners in this competition, Tony.
Yeah, I think from what I've seen early on in the pre-season and for the first couple of games, Wanderers and Hamilton are definitely the two teams to beat. Beaches are going to be strong, but they need to get their discipline back. These guys will get better, but they've got a lot of young kids, but they'll only improve as the season goes on. And it's a long. They've got plenty of time to pick up their game, get back and regroup after this one, and get on to the game next week. Yeah,
well, thanks again for joining us, Tony.
My pleasure, mate.
We've enjoyed your time in the commentary box. Hopefully you can come back again at some stage in the year.
Yeah,
good luck with all the Newcastle rep team preparations. And we'll see you down at Country Week anyway with Bar TV.
Yeah, and I believe you're coming down on the bus to do some interviews on the bus with some of the players too.
Yeah, not the way home though, Tony. You've been here today for the greater NHRU competition, round 2, match of the round. It's been Hamilton 29, Merryweather Carlton 10. A great game of rugby for Bar TV Sports. We'd like to take one more opportunity to thank the sponsors, NIB, Viatech, Tui's Tulloch, and of course major sponsor, the Greater Building Society. And again, we're Bar TV Sports. Catch us next week, same time, same place on Bar TV Sports. Like us on Facebook, like us on Twitter, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next week.
At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union.